Okie dokie, here we go. It's a Bristol Township Council meeting for June 18th, 2026. And the starting time today is like 7:03. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance. And remember all your service personnel overseas, personnel that's here, ones that didn't come back, all our emergency personnel, and our men and women in blue. Thank you. Thank you. Roll call.
President Bowen.
Here.
Vice President Murphy.
Present.
Mr. Blaylock.
Here.
Ms. Dunlap.
Here.
Mr. Glasson.
Here.
Mrs. Wagner.
Present.
Monthly reports are available and for review in the Township Manager's office. Public comments will be taken on land development, official action items, and general comments will be taken during opportunity for residents to address council. Before we started our meeting, we met in executive session.
Yes,
Scott?
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, prior to tonight's meeting, the Bristol Township Council met in executive session where matters of township real estate and litigation were discussed.
Thank you. Next, we have presentations. We have Environmental Advisory Committee. We have a presentation.
There we go. Good evening. My name is Cody Brittingham. I am the chairman of Bristol Township's Environmental Advisory Committee. Thank you for having us here tonight to make a very brief presentation. And let's see, I just have to figure out how to make this thing work. There we go. First off, for the residents of the township watching who aren't aware, the EAC is an advisory board to the Township Council that looks at environmental impact of policies and other activities in the township. Now, it's all listed in the Township Administrative Code, which I'm not going to go into and read bullet by bullet here, but it is located in Part 1, Chapter 5, Section 5-95, labeled Environmental Advisory Committee. The members of the EAC, I'm actually joined here by our Vice Chair, Dr. David Hawk, who's sitting in the back, Ariel Trost, our Secretary, Mr. Gary Dunbar, Mr. Mike Nye, Mr. Jared Freddo, and Ms. Teresa Brittingham. We also have a Birdtown Committee, which this council approved the creation of in 2024, and on that board are Mr. Gary Dunbar, Mr. Ariel Trost, and Ms. Rita Noblet. In the last few years, the EAC has been doing a lot of environmental education advocacy, and we've been recognized by multiple organizations for that advocacy. Bucks County Parent, which is a subsidiary of Family Focused Media, has awarded the EAC twice as the best nature educators in Bucks County. Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful, which is a Keep America Beautiful affiliate, has given some of our members the Community Pride Award for our education activities. And so is the Pennsylvania Association of Environmental Educators. They gave us the Government Partner Award for our environmental education advocacy. Now, some of the environmental programs that have been recognized are our Species Spotlight posters. These posters were designed for young learners from 3rd to 8th grade to provide important but very basic information on local native and established invasive species. All this information is pulled from verified resources such as the Pennsylvania Game Commission, the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission, as well as the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Right now, as of yesterday, there are 30 Species Spotlight posters published. They are also posted with our community partners at Silver Lake Nature Center and a couple of the other EACs throughout the area. Last year, we created a new environmental award for students within the township, and this applies to students at Truman High School and the Bristol Township students at Bucks County Technical High School. It's called the Student Environmental Excellence Award, and it's designed to recognize Bristol Township students who show an exemplary commitment to environmental conservation and stewardship. That is the goal of the EAC, but it is what we want to see future generations do. We can't protect our environment with one generation. It needs to be something that's taught and encouraged in future generations. And we believe that this award is going to help encourage some of these activities in our youth. We've also been involved in many community cleanups that we have organized. Started in 2025, we have an annual Earth Day cleanup that we've partnered with Silver Lake Nature Center to achieve. This last year on Earth Day, we had over 90 volunteers and collected over 600 pounds of trash from the Silver Lake Nature Center property. That is an increase of about 3 times the amount of volunteers from the 2025 cleanup and almost double the amount of trash that was picked up the previous year. We also do smaller cleanups that aren't as broadly advertised throughout the year, such as Brookwood Elementary School, which you can see the amount of trash that we picked up from their retention basin in the bottom picture on that slide. We've also done many cleanups over in the Delhas Woods side of the Silver Lake Nature Center. And we are planning many more throughout the township as we go this year. One of the big environmental programs we've been involved in is Birdtown, Pennsylvania. And this council approved us to join Birdtown back in 2024. And Birdtown gives us a set list of environmental goals and actions that we can take to provide greater support for our native bird species. Now, bird species are looked at as a very good indicator of overall environmental health. We have a lot of native bird species that are very common, such as the American robin, the red-winged blackbird, the northern mockingbird, and many, many others. And through the program, we have been able to increase the amount of reach that our environmental programs, such as the Spotlight posters, have. And we've been able to gain a lot of free resources from Birdtown. So it's been a very valuable partnership. In 2025, Bristol Township received the gold certification from the Pennsylvania Audubon Council for those efforts. Lastly, we have a couple projects that we're working on right now. Of course, we want to continue our environmental education initiatives by writing educational articles for Lower Buck Source and Pennsylvania Environment Digest. We have published a few in the past. We've focused mostly on our Spotlight posters in the last year, but we do continue to write these environmental articles. If you look outside the Senior Center, you can see the beginning of our native pollinator garden project. There are a few pollinator beds that have been set up that have native species such as foxglove beardtongue and pokeweed, along with a couple introduced species to support our pollinator species such as hummingbirds, bumblebees, mason bees, butterflies, and various moths. Now, we also, of course, want to protect all of our, not only our endangered species, but our not listed native species. And we do that through continuing our education, advising the council on any policy that they ask us about, and through the practical methods such as the cleanups. And we hope that the council will support us as we continue to do that this year. And that is all I have for you this evening. Do you have any questions for us?
No, thanks. Keep up the good work. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Everything you do behind the scenes, a lot of people don't know, but you make Bristol Township a great place to live, work, and play. Things we do, but behind the scenes, what you're doing.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for your all the hard work.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank you. Let's see here. Next is ordinance to authorize an amendment of ordinance 2021-11 to broaden the definition of the capital projects, the 2021 project, to be funded by general obligation notes 2021 series. Okay, you're on.
Thank you, President Bowen. If you recall, back in 2021, we took out an $11 million loan for the interest rates that were back then. I believe it's 1.2%. So we've been carrying that loan, and that has been for the senior center and the fire station construction renovation. We did purchase our fire truck in 2021, so when we got $6 million in grant funding for the senior center and the fire station, now we're at the point, since construction is finished on the senior center and we're moving into the fire station, we can reallocate the loan. So we had $11 million, saving the money from what we got from the grants, we can reallocate $7.4 million. And since we had it in the ordinance, when we took out the note, we had it specifically for the fire station and the senior center, we have to reallocate those funds by ordinance as well. So we're basically reallocating and asking it to be very broad. We have a lot of municipal building renovations and cleanups to do. So whether it be at Public Works, renovations for here as we're growing and having to expand different rooms into different offices, et cetera. We've noticed now in the Park and Rec building, we built the Park and Rec building, but now that we're doing rentals more often, we're seeing that some of the things need to be modified so we can use some of this money. And then for the municipal building or the municipal park with potential AV upgrades for the sound systems. So, and then additional monies would be for continuing our abatement on storm sewers for the I&I. So we would need a motion to pass the ordinance to reallocate the loan as set forth.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Mary Ann Wagner,
I'll second it.
second by Joe Glassman on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a consent agenda. Moving right along, consider approval of voucher lists and requisitions dated June 18, 2026, in an amount of $395,660.91. Consider approval of May 21, 2026 council meeting minutes. Consider planning module resolution for 1122 Grib Avenue project. We have consider resolution for reserve handicap parking area for 5808 Fleetwing Drive. And the last is resolution for reserve handicap parking area for 18 Farmbrook Drive. We need a motion on them 4 items, 5. Motion by Marcia Dunlap,
I'll second.
second by Cindy Murphy. Sorry, Cindy.
It's all right.
On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have report from Township Manager.
Thank you. I just wanted to give a quick update from the residents in Edgeley. There was a couple of different meetings with the Delaware River Bridge construction, and by July 13th, we're asking for people to make public comment on their website, and we have all the information on the township website. What we're saying is, what some people are saying is that this is coming through. It shows about 13 houses to be taken in the preliminary design, but we can put forth any recommendations or any comments if the bridge is coming through. What do we want the area to look like? Potentially, they could give money to fund the renovation of Edgeley Park. So those are the types of issues if you want to look at the broad spectrum, but it's for the residents to make some public comments, and they will listen to us. That was made very apparent at their meetings, that they will hear all comments. They have to. It's required by NEPA, the National Environmental Review Board, for any federal funding. That is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Township Solicitor, Scott.
I have no report for you this evening, but want to wish everyone a happy 250th anniversary birthday to our country.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Scott. All right, new business application of our Diocese of Philadelphia requesting an amendment to approve plans for addition of a new gym on the property located at 611 Worcester Road, Fairless Hills. Tax parcel number 5-35-225 in our R1 residential zoning district. Good evening.
Turn on.
On now? Perfect. Chris Levins from CLC Contractors. We're requesting an amendment to the existing land development project at Commonwealth Egan to construct a field house for a new gym, training facility, and golf simulator and training room to the existing complex. We realized when we applied for our permits that we were over our impervious surface. We got granted variance from zoning hearing previously this month. And now we're just requesting the amendment from our existing land development to construct the actual field house.
Mr. Schroeder, we'll need some input. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, as you're aware, they redid all the athletic fields, and that land development's still active, so it's never been closed out, never had a notice of termination with the NPDS permit, so everything's still active. So the way that this is being administered is a amendment to that plan, so handled as like a field change out in the field. So we're going to just basically continue the project, re-record the plan to show this new building, and then it doesn't affect any of the, there's still a little stormwater provisions, but it's not, we'll address that, but it's not going to change the overall impacts to the remainder of the project.
Okay, so layman's, there's enough stormwater management to handle.
Yes.
Okay, just clarifying that.
Yeah.
All right, okay. That's the only question I had.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion by Marion Wagner,
I'll second.
second by,
Second.
who, by who, Cindy Murphy?
Sure.
All right, on the motion, is there any questions from the audience? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Next, we have application of Corey, is it Lettieri? Did I got that right? Okay. That Bristol Township Schools did okay. 714 River Road, Croydon, tax parcel number 5-011-446-001, requesting preliminary final subdivision approval to subdivide existing parcel into 2 lots and construct square foot detached dwelling, a driveway, and walkways on Lot 1 at the above noted location in R3 Residential Zone District.
Right. Good
Good
afternoon,
evening.
council. Good evening, I guess. Bryce McGuigan from Begley Carlin here on behalf of Corey Lettieri tonight. I have with me Corey's uncle, Bob Lettieri, as unfortunately Corey is taking his son on a family trip and is currently, still currently in the air. So Bob helps Corey with the project, so Bob will be happy to answer any questions that the council might have. By way of background, the property is a shade over 1/4 of an acre. It's located within the R3 district in Croydon. It's somewhat unusual because there are existing, as we sit here today, 2 separate single-family homes on this one residential parcel. Our project is rather simple. We're going to draw a line on a piece of paper, make 1 home on one parcel, 1 home on the other parcel, and generally speaking, they're either zoning compliant or existing non-conforming. To that end, we're taking the one house that's right on the corner, which has seen better days, for better or for worse, and we're actually demolishing that and constructing a new single-family home in substantially the same location. The sum and total of the project will result from 2 houses on one lot to 2 slightly better houses on 2 separate parcels, and there's actually less impervious surface as a result of this, and both parcels will be completely separate in terms of all utilities, water, sewer connections, the whole 9 yards. As part of the project, we went through to the zoning hearing board in March of this year because technically speaking, even though we're demolishing one house and putting up another in generally the same location, because it's a new foundation, we were required to go to zoning to get relief related to the existing nonconformities. Fortunately, we were granted that relief. We then went before the Planning Commission earlier this month, where we were recommended preliminary and final subdivision approval for the project. So at this point, we have had the opportunity to receive and review all pertinent review letters. I'm happy to say that every item within those is a will comply, with the exception of our 7 waiver requests. I'm more than happy to go through those in detail or to answer any specific questions that council or your professionals might have. But otherwise, I have Bob with me as well, in case the board has any questions with regard to the actual project.
Sewer. Is that simple? There's a lateral right there for you to tap into, or one of the plans looked like an easement was made, is that correct?
Yeah, no, so we're going through, so there will be an easement. So basically the way it works is the property at the corner, that's going to maintain the existing connection. That's on River and Minot. The property that's going to be down lower on Minot, that's going to go through an easement through the parcel on the corner and tap in that way. So it's going to be an easement through, I believe, one of our existing parcels.
So you have to create an easement, and then you have manhole?
Yes.
Is that what it
Yes.
is? So you got to put a manhole in?
Correct. So we're gonna
Okay.
we're gonna do that obviously as part of the project, and like I said, make sure that all other utilities are separate, just like you would expect for any other single-family
Right.
lot in the township.
And I know it's less impervious, stormwater management?
Stormwater management, I believe we've worked with Kurt's office and as part of certain plans. I'm not sure exactly the details, and unfortunately our engineer is not here tonight. But we're providing some form of stormwater management, and like I said, there's approximately 500 square feet of impervious less, even though this is going to result in 2 lots.
Scott?
Yep, I sent you and your engineer a draft resolution. Everything good there, no issues, correct?
No issues, correct?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Cindy Murphy, second by Mary Ann Wagner. Sorry, Mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed to it? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, moving right along, application of Property Perfection, Inc., Incorporated, requesting final subdivision approval of subdivide existing parcel into 2 lots and construct 2 square foot dwellings on the property located at 1906 Dixon Avenue, Bristol, tax parcel number 5-009-368, and a residential zone district. Oh, hello.
Long time no see.
Single.
I know. SF stands for.
All right, listen, I went to Bristol Township. Excuse me.
Hey.
Well, no, I'm
So did
good.
I.
I know. Well,
I
you're-
admit you made a
Well, you were
mistake.
good at grammar, I wasn't. All right,
No comment. They will be 2 single-family detached dwellings. There will be multiple square feet. I can report that. But yes, we're here now for the property at 1906 Dixon Avenue, here for Property Perfection, Inc. I have with me Larry Young from Tri-State Engineers and Land Surveyors, our project engineer. The owner of Property Perfection, Inc., Joe Kearns, who I think the council is familiar with. Unfortunately, I guess it's a theme for the night. He is on a family vacation, also out of state. He was going to come back for this, and I hope you don't mind, but my firm, we basically told him, please don't do that. So Larry and I are here for you tonight, and we can hopefully answer any questions you have. So anyway, we're here tonight to request preliminary and final subdivision approval for the property at 1906 Dixon Avenue. This property, also somewhat a straightforward proposal. Much like the last application, the existing home is a little bit worn, so we're proposing to demolish that, subdivide the parcel, and create 2 single-family homes that will be compliant with zoning. These homes will front Spring Avenue, and our proposal is also to extend the sidewalk along Spring Avenue, where it currently ends right at our property line. Like I said, the project is somewhat straightforward. We didn't have any zoning relief required because this is a by right subdivision, so we were able to avoid going to the zoning hearing board. But we did go to the Planning Commission earlier this month, where we received preliminary and final recommended subdivision approval. We've had the opportunity to receive and review all of the pertinent review letters associated with the project, and again, happy to say that every item in those letters is a will comply, with the exception of our 10 waiver requests. The one thing I'd like to mention to modify our requests, we are still going to be asking for a waiver request related to sidewalks and curbing, but only for the portion of the property that fronts Dixon Avenue. We are going to be extending the sidewalk along Spring Avenue, and obviously for any portion of the sidewalk along Dixon we're requesting a waiver for, happy to pay a fee in lieu in accordance with township policy for that. So no issue on that end for us. Otherwise, like I said, everything else in the letters is a will comply. We've also had the chance to review the draft resolution. Generally speaking, again, no objections from us, except we understand that's going to have to be amended to reflect some of the modified waiver request related to sidewalks and curbing. But other than that, if the council has any questions regarding the actual project itself, I've got Larry Young here with me tonight who can answer any potential questions you have.
Scott?
Yep, yeah, we've been discussing the fee in lieu, and I would just ask either Kurt or John, just so we have it on the record, what's the amount of the fee in lieu for the sidewalks along Dixon?
$6,600.
Okay.
So that's.
That's, yep, they're and you're agreeable to that amount, correct,
Yes.
Bryce? Okay, then we are good to move forward.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Miriam Wagner,
I'll second.
second by Cindy Murphy. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Thank you, Bryce.
Thank you very much. Have a good night, council.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your holiday.
You don't have to stay for this one?
Moving right along, we have Greek Real Estate Partners requesting an amendment to Resolution 2020-81 removing the approval for tractor and trailer parking lot consisting of 31 trailer spaces incidental to adjacent property warehouse. Greek is requesting this parking lot be utilized for other Greek-managed properties in Bristol Industrial Park.
Thank you. I'll take this one.
Okay.
So Mike McGinnis had sent in on the request of his clients, Greek property owners. If you recall, the building, there was a 115,000 square foot warehouse building built on Phyllis Drive, and then they also had another property on Anthony Circle that we had a parking lot, and they wanted to use the truck parking on the ancillary parking, which I had the warehouse on the one, and they wanted the truck parking for the warehouse. properties got sold, and Greek owns those properties now. It was Phyllis, I forget what it was called, MSOP or something. So now Greek owns both properties. The warehouse property that is on Phyllis Drive does not need additional parking off-site. Greek owns many properties in that industrial complex, and they're saying that their other tenants do need that. So they just want the restriction that it has to be on that one lot on Phyllis, or can it be tractor-trailer parking for other properties that are in that industrial park owned by Greek. That's what they're asking for the
But
amendment
still
for.
held within that area.
Correct.
It's not like this lets them park willy-nilly anywhere they want.
On that one property on Anthony Circle, and it has to be owned by Greek for
In that
tenants in
designated
that
area.
industrial park, correct.
Okay,
Need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy. Second by Joe Glass on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Moving right along, consider a lease agreement with the Bristol Township Senior Center at newly constructed building.
So now that we have the new building, they need a new lease. This is a requirement from County Area of Aging. So I sent the lease over to Bonnie. She had no problem with it, and I told her I'd put it on the agenda tonight.
Need a motion for the new lease?
I'll make that motion, Chris.
All right, we have a motion by Joe Glass and second by Marcia Dunlap on the motion about the new lease. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Just a note, I was stopped in the other day. That's a happening place. Yeah, to see the seniors playing pool with the pool tables, and there's wood carving going on, and the kitchen's going on, and the place is packed. And karma was really good, and the energy was great. I don't remember all that in the old senior center, but it's really nice inside. So good job, everybody, behind the scenes putting it together. Next, consider resolution authorizing the township manager to submit a grant application to the Department of Community and Economic Development Strategic Management Planning Program.
Thank you again. So back in 2023, we had a grant from the same company or the same DCD department, and we received a 5-year financial plan. We're currently updating that now, and from that, we received recommendations, and that would be called a Phase 2. Any recommendations from the initial plan can apply for grants for Phase 2. We are getting into the 21st century, and we are going forward with paperless and document management, and that costs money from all the documents that we have downstairs. We've cleaned a lot out, if you remember, a busload of paperwork that were helped out by our BCIU students.
Yeah.
And now we're moving forward with, we want to sign an agreement with Scantech, and the grant is 50%. So we're going to, Scantech is approximately $600,000 from soup to nuts of everything that we would need, them scanning in most of the documents, setting up the whole document system that we have, and so we're asking for 50% of that. I don't know if we'll get the full 50%, but we have to put the $300,000 request in the grant application.
Okay. Good.
Let's do it. Yeah,
Yep.
I make a motion that we
We
apply
have a
for
motion by
grant.
Cindy Murphy and second by Marcia Dunlap on applying for the grant. All in favor? Aye. Is anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, moving, any other business? Professionals, okay?
Just a notice to township residents that on Tuesday, June 23rd, the municipal buildings front offices on both building and planning and tax and sewer and police records will be closed from 10:45 a.m. and will reopen at 1 p.m. for a staff meeting.
Thank you. All right, comments from council members? Nothing? No? Happy 4th of July coming up? Yeah, I'd like to do a shout out for June Gilson of Old Croydon. This Saturday, she will turn 100. So how about an applause for that, huh? We've got to go over and find out how she, what's her secret. And June, let's see for another 100, all right? Let's see. I just want to point out Ratcliffe, the bridge up in Edgeley, the Ratcliffe Street Bridge. I was over it the other day. I did have a resident call me. He goes, Craig, that bridge looks good. Behind the scenes, what a lot of people don't know how difficult that bridge was dealing with the Amtrak Conrail. And if it wasn't for the township manager and Gilmore Associates, who just kept slugging it out, every obstacle, I just was ready to throw the towel in, really. When you read the emails, it was brutal, but they slug it out. And so did the township manager, Randy, just kept pushing, and we got it done. They got it done. And when I was over the other day, it's a great opening, and hopefully we get another bridge down the road that we have grant money for, because it's definitely going to need it as this area keeps expanding. And the last was, don't forget, we have a concert coming up on Thursday, the 7 Band, very good. They're just an excellent band, nobody's seen them, and hopefully the weather's nice. And that's all I have to say. Anybody else? Nope. Okay, next we have opportunities for Resident Address Council. The first one is Damian, I hope I don't mess this up, Mongillo? Orlando, come on up.
How you doing, Council?
I'm doing great, good to see you, Damian.
Same here. The residents in Fairbridge Drive and also on Saxony Drive, we put together a petition in proposal of the car wash on 555 South Oxford Valley Road. I've been here 44 years at 739 Fairbridge, and every 10 years somebody seems to want to go in there, but I don't have an objection to having it as a playground or a pool store, something that doesn't create a lot of traffic. But for a car wash, it's ridiculous. We have people here tonight that are representing the 2 streets. So hopefully.
We hear you, we got it.
Okay.
It's not a good situation, we got it.
Yes,
But anybody?
And they're early in their planning.
So-
They only been through planning.
Right,
Yeah.
well, they've only applied in a sketch plan form, which doesn't have any action taken on by the planning commission or township council. So, as you said, it's a small site. They'll probably have to go to the zoning hearing board, and all the neighbors will get notices of that. And that would be the first opportunity for you to speak any in objection or in favor of.
Okay. So we put a petition together. We got 122 signatures in 2 days. So we'll be attending.
Well, we could pass that to the zoning board, too.
Okay, great.
That's going to be the next legal hurdle that they have to go through.
All right,
Well,
excellent.
Yeah, if you want to give me, if you want to email that over, or I can make a copy, April back there can make a copy tonight. We can also send that to the developer's attorney,
Okay,
so that they know, because I'm already going to send we've received a lot of, the township council's received a lot of your emails, and that's all going to go to the developer's attorney as well, so that they know, you know? And so if anybody does contact you from them, that's because I've sent the emails to them, so that they know what the concerns are.
all righty. Thank you.
Next, we have Art Fagan. Art, come up and just officially name and your address, so it's on the record.
Art Fagan, 607 Saxony Drive. I'm on the other street from Damien. Our kids went to school together. Before this even came up, I have people cutting through our street, Saxony, to beat the light at Queen Anne, coming down the street, whether their kids are in there. I mean, they don't always race down there, but there are a couple. And I'm sure Damien has people coming down his street. That's my first objection to this car wash. My other objection is, within a 2.6 mile radius, we have 6 car washes in the area. There's a JR's 0.6 miles away, another JR's that's 2.6 miles away, 3 Red Rhinos, and a valet car wash up on Route 1. That's only 1.7. The way I heard it, they're already looking at how they're going to lay this out. They're going to bulldoze the building that's on the property, put an entryway on Damien Street, and have the exit on my street, and they're not going to be able to make a left to go out on the highway unless they're idiots. So they're going to come down my street to turn in so they can go out, get back on New Falls Road if that's the way they want to go. All right? If you look at the bigger picture, in a 5 mile radius, there's 9 car washes. Why do we need one right there.
It don't make sense. Doesn't make sense we got that many, but everybody has a right to, at least propose something, you know? They could have 12, you know, hypothetically, we're gonna have 12 Dunkin' Donuts that are all next to, they have a right to do that, but doesn't mean they have a right to build
It's
on
almost a
something that's not gonna
CVS on
work.
every corner, so why
Yeah,
not car wash?
I don't know, can't answer that, why.
All right,
But we got
gotcha.
you.
Yeah, thanks, Art.
Yeah. The next and last, our famous Wes Wessler. Come on up, Wes. Good to see you. Glad you came out tonight. It's a beautiful evening. Wes, do you need a hand? You all right, Wes? There we go. He's up. Wes, good to see you.
I hope you believe that when I'm done.
What's that?
I said, I hope you believe all you said when I'm done.
What's good to, I'm always happy to see you, no matter what kind of mud you throw up against the wall. What do we got, Wes?
Okay, one of the things we have was on my list was right to knows. Way I understand it, when you put them in, it says within 7 days. I just got my answer now from May the 23rd, I believe it was. So, and with the right to know answers that I got, one of them says no records exist. Now, they had the police and L&I come to my home with 9 people banging on my door, coming with a warrant to come into my house because they wanted to check inside my house. Now, I put in a right to know about that, and they tell me that none of them records exist. Now, how can that be? One of the people that came to my house was your chief of police. The other one was Bo Fleming. The other one was Kevin Schuster, right? So I had like 9 people coming to my house. Now, I didn't let them in. And from what I understand, they went and took the warrant back to the judge, was Terry Hughes, and they asked for it to be completely expunged so that there ain't no records of it. Now, they can come to my house, try to gain entry to my house, and demand that, right? And all of a sudden, there ain't no records of that. So when I get done, she can explain that. Next thing I'm going to talk to you about is I have a Facebook page that's been going on since December of last year. Now, the police say I can't do anything about it, and it's not criminal. But I got a lawyer that works for the county that's seen this Facebook page and read it, and he says that it is criminal. Now, some of the content depicts Laura and I being assassinated out on the street. Now, it's digital creation. And some of the faces that were put on there was your officer of the court, Mr. Hobart, your officer of the court, Adam Flegler, Kurt Schroeder is on there, Jason Mancuso is on there, Charles Winnick is on there. All these people are on there, all in a situation where they're assassinating us on the street. Yeah, not good. Now, this has been going on since December. Nobody wants to do anything about it. Now, from what I understand, you have a Facebook page number. That Facebook page number can be traced back to exactly who opened up that account and where that account came from. So what I'm saying is you can't do nothing about it. You can't trace it. You can't file charges on it. What's up? What's the problem?
Wes, if I want, how do you find it? Just out of curiosity, God, I didn't say it. What's it, how do you,
Oh, what's the name of it?
yeah,
The
like,
name of it is Weiss, W-E-I-S-S. They don't spell my name out, but they show my face and her face in it, and they put my name and my address in it, and they put a picture of my house in it, right? And they say, Weiss Retzler from Bristol, PA is back. So go ahead and take a look at it.
I'll do that tonight. Check it out. Yeah, that would be wrong.
Now, the other thing I got to talk about was regarding the theft of my vehicles off the property. Now, Blaylock is the one that took them. Oh, this happened like 2 years ago now, but it happened, no, the first time, it happened 8 years ago, and you're laughing about it. Now, you stood out here, and you just about admitted that you stole them vehicles right in front of 3 police officers, and you said, yeah, that was 8 years ago, Wes, get over it. Now, if somebody came to your house or came to your father's house and took your property off of your residential property, how would you feel?
Okay,
All
I
right,
got
that's
it.
enough.
They
All
were
right, all right, okay.
insured and they were registered.
The next meeting, I'm gonna bring pictures of these vehicles, and I'm gonna put them up on that screen, I'm gonna show you what those vehicles look like.
Councilman Blaylock, I can explain.
On this council.
Councilman
No, I'm
Blaylock, I
not
can
gonna
explain.
apologize. They were registered and they were insured.
You're out of
Yes, they
time.
were.
I can explain. We have explained to you several times. This was, the first time was a warrant for your house because we got a complaint and there was a tarp over your roof and we wanted to go inside. You did not let our officers or our building and planning department inside. An administrative warrant is valid for 48 hours. So it is not a valid warrant. We never served that warrant because you wouldn't let us inside. So that one is why I don't have any documents on that. The other one of the 8 years ago when we went to your property, you keep talking about an administrative warrant for that one. We did not have an administrative warrant. I've explained this to you several times, and I asked council to let this be the last time, please, that you were found guilty in district court of all your code enforcement violations. And then we have an ordinance that you've been given several times saying that if you're found guilty and you don't comply with the charges, that we have an ordinance within 30 days, we can go and abate the nuisance and then lien the property. That's when all of the cars that you had been found guilty of that were considered by district court to be abandoned, they were all towed off your property, as well as all the other stuff that was on your property.
Well, then you'll have a court order that shows that you could do that.
We have an
In your
ordinance.
file.
We have an ordinance that is
You'll-
online
you'll
right
have-
now.
You'll have a court order.
No, it's an
You-
ordinance, sir. If
We'll
you
have a
don't
court
understand that, you
order
should
if you
probably
can
get
see
an
that.
attorney to explain it to you.
All right, thanks, Wes. On that note, we'll hope to see you next meeting. We need a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Of course not. Thank you very much. Have a great 4th of July, and we'll see you in 4 weeks. Thank you so much.